A powerful photo series is now on display in a big way at Union Market. Local artist Brian Summers calls his series We Love You, African American Men. The goal of the project is to reshape negative images of black men. Summers describes the photo series as a simple but powerful reassurance to black boys and men that the community loves and supports them.
So I started this project because of the climate of the country. The actual project idea came to me on the morning of Alton Sterling's death in Philando Castle, and I'm from Maryland, and I was in Maryland at the time, and the last cop from the Freddie Gray case had just gotten off, and it was just so frustrating, and I was trying to think about something that I could do as a photographer that could be really productive and actually try to really make a change, and almost immediate change. I don't feel like marching was the best option for me, and my camera is my loudest voice. So I felt like I needed to do something with that medium to help push this movement forward. This is the first thing that I've really done in social action or really protesting or creative protesting. Before I even took a single photo, I shared the idea with my cousin and some close friends, and like I said, before I took a photo, they were sending around to their friends, and they were like, we need this in DC, LA, Atlanta, all the places that are major chocolate cities as well. So just from that feedback, I knew that once I started taking pictures, they would be well received. Well, for this shoot, when people come up to me, like, I can't assume that they know who I am. I'm, just another guy that could be in the project, and I'm out here wearing a shirt that shows that I was in the project as well. So I introduce myself and I say, how you doing? I'm Brian Summers. What brought you out to the project? And that kind of just like eases tension, kind of breaks the ice, makes them a little comfortable. I ask them like, what brought you out? How'd you hear about the project? And they'll often say, oh, well, my wife, my sister, somebody in the family, my dad or somebody showed me, or somebody tagged me on social media. And like I said, like, that's an icebreaker right there. And I always encourage people to embrace their awkwardness. They'll be on camera and they'll say, what do I do with my hands? Or they'll start fidgeting. That's all the natural things that you do on the regular. And people love candid photos, so that's what I try to foster when people come and stand in front of the camera. The first time we did the shoot in DC, we had 197 people come out in one day. So imagine all those people in one spot coming together for the same thing. They're all going to get their individual photo taken, but they're still here to push forward, and they meet somebody else that's like-minded, somebody else that they might have known through somebody else, 2 degrees of separation. So it's like a nice organic meeting place for a lot of people. When I first saw the mural, I actually first saw it, people were posting on Instagram, and I was excited. I knew the mural was going to happen, but I just didn't know exactly how it's going to look. It's my first actual mural printed on this large of a scale. So it was a really good feeling. I just felt really awesome, and to show this digital work transformed into something that's on a wall now. My dad's on the wall, so I'm really.
Wait, who's on the wall?
My dad's on the wall. He's like the last guy in the top corner. So I'm excited about that. Somebody actually called him before I was down in Maryland and said, "Hey, Mike, your face is on the wall in DC, right?" He was like, "What?" So immediately he called me. So that's a really good feeling to have when you could put family or like somebody close to your dad on this wall. It's a project, and he's a photographer as well. So it's a really good feeling. Love is just it's a simple word, but it's also a very powerful word. I grew up in church, and there was a banner in the back of my church that always said, a scripture like love one another, and that was so huge. It was a short phrase, but it began with those four letters and that one small word, but it can mean so much. I felt like just faces, it narrows it down. Even with just starting the project off with just black men. Black men, black women, black people need to be, seen. People that are underserved and underrepresented need to be seen. When you focus on something as simple, as just a face, you can see a lot. We all, are, of, one shade, even from like the lightest tones to like the darkest tones, but we all have a face in common. We all have eyes in common, a nose, a smile, and the universal language is a smile, you know. So if you start there, that's the first thing you see, you know, when you see another human being. When I see this wall, what makes it a success is that, you know, when I'm actually here, I see people walking up and down the street, you know, Union Market on 6th Street, and people are just walking by, standing in front of the mural, posing in front of it, recognizing people. That's to me a sign of success. And then I grew up around here, you know, so like, I remember when I was a kid, I used to paint T-shirts back in like early 2000s, and we used to come down here on the other side on 4th Street. It still is a wholesale district, but we used to get T-shirts from here and paint our T-shirts, and then I go sell them in school in high school. But to see this mural on, you know, in the same neighborhood as where I used to, you know, frequent when I was a kid, is just a really good feeling. When people bring their sons, that means that you know, they want to, you know, keep this going on. They want to instill this and teach them, you know, about, you know, who they are, who they will be. They're boys now, but they will be men. You know, funny thing is, the timing of this as well is awesome. So people that came through the week of the mural launching, you know, they're also here in town to see the museum that just opened up, the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So they're here for that. They see, you know, another piece of art, and they're in, you know, DC. So I feel when people walk down here with their sons, they're trying to, you know, keep that heritage alive, keep that culture alive, and keep that history going. It means a lot that it's in Washington, D.C., you know, because like I said, I'm a native son, and to have this piece here, you know, we did one shoot here before. This is the second shoot we're doing, and you know, now this is the first city that I'm able to leave a piece of art behind. So the project is called The We Love You Project. All the images from the project are on theweloveyouproject.com, as well as The We Love You Project on Instagram, and it's also a hashtag, so hashtag The We Love You Project. And the project, the goal of the project is to take 1,000 portraits of Black men of all ages, in, you know, all across the country. I would love to go international with it. I would love to go international with it, but I definitely wanted to start home. Obviously, start, you know, like between like New York and DC, places that I've called home for most of my life. And you know, like the goal of the project was to take 1,000 images. That's the modest number, but you know, ultimately, I wanted to break the internet.
To learn more or to see some of the exhibit, visit weloveYouProject.com. It's very interesting, very cool that that's set up just down the street from us here.
Oh yeah, I know. It's such an added bonus when we go to Union Market. We get to see this great project.
Nice. And people who go there to visit, to, you know, the shop or to get something to eat, to be able to walk by and see this set up, you know, it's kind of a nice thing. You know, you get to check this out as you're down there too. And
one thing I enjoyed hearing about was that the artist, one of the faces on the wall, is that of the artist's father, which I thought was really nice.
Oh, that's
yeah.
That's
it's an amazing, what such a simple idea can make such a powerful statement.